Right now, this in connection with the hoax bomb threats received by several airlines, we are learning that the counter-terror division tracks VPNs of hoax bomb threats. 90% of the VPNs have been traced to foreign locations, and these are mostly in United Kingdom. And we also learned that the NIA has stepped in a bomb threats investigation to probe the wider angle of conspiracy and threats to the nation. Now, that's the first lead that we're getting that actually puts in some details of the source of these hoax bomb threats, the incessant hoax bomb threats. More than 170 have been, in fact, almost 200 bomb threats have been received by several airlines, flights, mid-air flights, airports, and the VPNs, the VPNs that have been tracked by the counter-terror division has revealed that 90% of these VPNs being from abroad have been traced to international locations, outside locations, foreign locations, and these are mostly coming in from United Kingdom. 90% of the hoax threats originate from outside locations. And the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, has stepped in now the bomb threats investigation to probe the wider angle of conspiracy and threat to the country, viewers. So we are getting you more details on that, viewers, about the hoax bomb threats. We are showing you how 2 weeks on, at least 400 hoax bomb threats have been issued. We talk about the angle from UK. 90% of these are from the United Kingdom, according to sources. And the NIA investigating the wider conspiracy angle. And of course, now, we have to understand as to who is behind these hoax bomb threats. Police are trying to identify the IP addresses. And since the dark web has been used here, VPNs have been used, dark web has been used, all this is now leading the source to United Kingdom 90% of the times.
Go across to Harsha, who's joining us on the story. Harsha, we've spoken earlier. We've seen the breaking news that you've got from the airlines. You've been at the very forefront of this investigation when you've also showed us when these airlines have come out. The CEO was a foreign person. They were negligent in what they were doing. Take us through this new development and what you are picking up.
Yes, you both rightly pointed out it's a very worrisome issue and it raises a lot of concern because it's a matter of the security of the country. And now we have got to know that since NIA has stepped in and the Cyber Department of the Counter-Terror Division, which comes under the MHA, are working in coordination, are working together to find out exactly who is behind sending these bomb threats. And we have got to know that the IDs through which these bomb threats are posted and the VPN, the tracking of the VPN has been accessed, that most of the VPNs are from international locations, the locations which are not in India, they are outside of the country, and also most of them are from United Kingdom. Now this raises a lot of question that who is trying to conspire and who is trying to sabotage the airline network of India, who is after the Indian aviation sector. And to answer all of these questions and to get answer of all these questions, the law enforcement agencies are working together. The major role right now which is being played by the agencies which have swung into full action are the agencies under the MHA, and therefore MHA along with the airline are working together. Therefore any of the bomb threats which are being received by the airlines, immediately those IDs are being completely blocked by the social media website, as they were also pulled up by the government agencies, that why they are not informing and why it's taking a lot of time for them to block or take down such bomb IDs. And also a pattern has been seen in this entire bomb threat message. You've got to know, if you remember in last year, in June 2023, several schools of Delhi had received bomb threat messages. In fact, this year as well, the Delhi schools, museum and several other places had received the bomb threat messages. And there's a proper trail and pattern. The same IDs, same numbers, same last 3 digits, and those IDs and VPNs are the same, from which this time the aviation sector and most of the airlines have got the bomb threat messages. In fact, the enforcement agencies are also working upon that what was the IT, whether it was the same IT from which the CRPF schools were also got the bomb threat messages, and also the schools in Gujarat. If all of these are same, then it directly hints out towards the larger conspiracy which our law enforcement agencies are working to track on. Therefore, it's also being said that it's a very sensitive matter, and until and unless enforcement agencies reach to a proper conclusion that why it is being done and what is the motive behind it, on the other side of the dark web, what sort of people are sitting and playing with the aviation sector, not only with the aviation sector of the country but with the different departments of the countries as well. So right now what we know is that meeting was also scheduled amongst the officials. We got to know that 3 p.m. a very crucial meeting regarding this was done by both the cyber departments of the NIA and the counter-terror division department, and we are waiting for any update coming in from both the department exactly how much far the investigation has reached, because yes, daily, relentlessly, enforcement agencies are working because it's the festival time in our country, and almost from past 1 week, more than 350 airlines of the country have been massively affected because of the bomb threat messages. Back to you.
Just stay with us. I also want to go across to Shavan Sen, my colleague joining us. Shavan, very clearly, 2 weeks on, 400 bomb hoaxes, threats later, we're now being told there's a UK link. The pattern seems to be emerging now. Where do you think the NIA probe is going to?
Well, in fact, this is the first specific lead that has emerged from the investigation carried out so far. 90% of the bomb hoax calls that have basically come in, they are being routed from United Kingdom, and that is exactly what the central agencies have been able to narrow down. What we still do not know is that whether at all any particular group is behind these threats that have been issued, or there are only individual cases, individual isolated cases. Now that clarity isn't there. As we speak right now, Rhythm, you already have MHA as well as NIA officials who are meeting on this entire issue. In fact, it turns out that they are basically looking at whether at all there is any particular pattern, because they are trying to establish that if at all there is a pattern, that there is a possibility that there would be a common group that would be operating behind this, and it would have the same modus operandi. But the bigger aspect that basically is emerging at this point in time is the fact that this is being linked to United Kingdom, and most of the threats have been routed through United Kingdom.
All right, Shavan, you're also telling us this. Thank you for giving us those details. We'll also continue tracking this story. Viewers, there's some breaking news that's coming in that we are moving to now. We're being told the NIA and the MHA officials having a key meeting underway as we are speaking. And this is the breaking news that's coming in as we are speaking, that the NIA is now meeting the MHA officials over the bomb threat case. We're getting a big lead forward as we're telling you now. And I want to go back to Shavan, who's joining us live on the story. Shavan, now it seems the investigation is heading somewhere, because there's a key meeting underway that's been going on for over 2 hours now between the NIA and the Home Affairs Ministry.
Well, in fact, remember, there hasn't been any clarity as to who exactly is behind these threats that were issued, barring the fact that they have one specific lead, that it has been routed through the VPN network, which is essentially dark web in action, and the fact that it has been routed through United Kingdom. What is not known at this point in time is the nature of the threat and the gravity of it, whether at all this is being done by a particular group, that is not known, or whether at all it is an isolated case or individuals who are essentially behind it, that too is not known. And that remains the biggest challenge right now for the central agents to really find out and perhaps go to the depth of it to find out who exactly is really behind these attacks.
Yes, I also want to go across to Harsha. Harsha, very, very clearly, it seems that there is now a briefing that's being given by the NIA officials to the Home Ministry, because there's a meeting that's been on for 2 hours now, and the breaking news lead that we are getting in the bomb threat case is also that this could possibly be some details that are now being shared by NIA with the Home Affairs Ministry.
So, Rhythm, right now we know that the officials of the NIA, Cyber Department of the NIA and the Cyber Department of the Terror Department, which comes under the MHA, both departments officials have met, and this meeting comments regarding to what the investigation have been done so far, what has been shared by the airline and also by the Ministry of Civil Aviation till now with the law enforcement agencies, and also how far Counter-Terror Division has reached in its investigation regarding tracking of the VPN. So this was, we can say, the first meeting between the officials of the NIA and officials of Counter-Terror Division, because now when NIA has stepped in, right now we know so far no case has been registered and no case could also be registered by NIA, but to track exactly what's the route so far is this meeting happened, but we don't know so far that this meeting is still underway or has concluded. We'll get to know through our sources that whether meeting is underway, because meeting commenced at around 3 p.m. and we have not seen officials coming out yet from the MHA. But yes, indeed, every day relentlessly the enforcement agencies are meeting to actually dive into the conspiracy behind these bomb threats. Back to you.
All right, thank you for those details, Harsha, because you've given us great details about even the departments of the NIA that are meeting the particular departments in the Home Affairs Ministry. We'll continue coming back to you for the latest in that story.